Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to Aussie Fish Keeping. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 6 fish for a fast flow aquarium. So a fast flow style aquarium is a super cool addition into your collection. It's obviously a super unique style of setup and it can be super eye-catching. The only problem is that a lot of species of aquarium fish don't particularly like super fast flow. So for today's video, I've picked out the top 6 aquarium fish that absolutely love being in a fast flow environment. And by fast flow, I'm obviously meaning where you have super fast moving water. So that could mean you have a power head in your aquarium or you just have super strong filtration. But yeah, with that being said, without any further ado, let's just jump straight into today's video with the first fish on our list. So as for our first group of fish today, we have one of my favorite Australian natives. We have rainbow fish. So there's obviously so many different types of rainbow fish out there. They come from regions of Papua New Guinea and Australia, and they are one of the most colorful aquarium fish you can get. For a fast flow aquarium in particular, I'd highly recommend really slender bodied rainbow fish. So things like Radinocentris, which are actually native to the part of Australia I'm from, so southeast Queensland and up the coast of Queensland. There's all sorts of different localities of these rads, and they are super compatible in any sort of fast moving aquarium. So these guys prefer to be in schools of about 4 to 6. They're super active, so they're always going to be swimming in your aquarium. And they also do like open water swimming, so you don't want to clutter their aquarium too much with big sticks and things like that. But where they do come from in the wild, obviously they come from creeks and rivers, which are generally fast moving water bodies. So replicating that in your aquarium can be super beneficial for them. As for the water parameters you're going to want to be keeping these guys in, you do want a temperature of about 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, which is about 72 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to want a pH anywhere between 6.5 to 7.5. As for the tank setting you're going to want to keep these guys in, like I said, open water is best. Having a nice soft gravel or soft sand substrate is also great. And throwing in a few plants that don't mind the flow can be super beneficial as well. So things like Val, Anubias, Java Fern, and other super hardy aquarium plants like that. And in my opinion, it's also super beneficial to grow plants out of your aquarium. So you can see back here, I have the roots of this plant growing in my aquarium. And what that does is that obviously mimics their natural environment. So they've got all these roots and sticks coming from the banks of the rivers. And what they do is they actually spawn in those. So if I was to keep some rads or rainbow fish in this tank, you would probably see them spawning in that little root ball at the back there. So yeah, I would highly recommend trying to grow some plants out the top of your aquarium if you are planning on getting these guys. But yeah, with that being said, rainbow fish are definitely a great aquarium fish for a fast flow aquarium. Moving on to the next fish on our list, we have another super cool little aquarium fish. We have Denos. Now in particular, I'm talking about things like zebra Denos, leopard Denos, pearl Denos, giant Denos, and I'm not really talking about things like CPDs, just because CPDs are generally a little bit more delicate and they do prefer those more stagnant water conditions. But zebra Denos are super rambunctious. They love swimming around in fast flow aquariums. So these guys are again an active schooling fish, and they're actually super hardy as well, so they're great for beginners. The interesting thing with these guys is they actually do come from relatively slow moving streams in the wild, although they definitely do love a little bit of flow in their water. And I have found that oftentimes if I do put flow in my aquarium, they do actually spawn. So as for water parameters for these guys, they're extremely hardy, and you want to try and keep them in a temperature of about 18 to 23 degrees Celsius, which is about 64 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. And you want to try and keep them in a pH of about 6.5 to 7.5. As for tank setting, once again, you want to give them plenty of swim space, but these guys do like a little bit more vegetation than the rainbow fish. So you can throw in things like Ludwigia, foxtail, hornwort, elodia, all sorts of bushy aquarium plants like that. And they really don't mind if their aquarium is very cluttered. Obviously, you do need a little bit of swim space for them, but they can definitely go in a fully scaped aquarium and they'd definitely thrive in that. But yeah, with that being said, Denos are another great addition into any fast moving aquarium. Moving on to the next fish on our list, we have a super cool little fish. We have Hillstream Loaches. So these guys are super unique. They almost look like a little stingray. They're just like an absolutely super cool fish. And they are by far one of the best aquarium fish for a fast flow aquarium. So these guys come from super shallow, fast moving streams from various different parts of Asia, and they do prefer super strong water currents in their aquarium. And they've got a super cool little body that's been adapted to cling to rocks and like gravel so they don't get blown away in that super fast current. They've also got like a super stocky, really streamlined body that allows the water to flow over them freely. So they have adapted to thrive in fast moving environments. As for the water parameters for these guys, they are actually very cold tolerant, so a temperature of about 18 to 24 degrees Celsius, which is about 64 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And you do want a pH of about 6.5 to 7.5. So unlike the other two aquarium fish on this list, they don't need really much swim space whatsoever, and a lot of the time they are just going to be clinging to rocks. So you can actually keep these guys in a super shallow aquarium as long as there's literally enough water for them to be submerged basically. And they don't really need plants in their aquarium, but obviously plants are super great to throw in your aquarium. For a fast flow aquarium like this, like I said before, Anubias, Java Fern and Vallisneria are probably the best options. But yeah, with that being said, Hillstream Loaches are another super great little aquarium fish for a fast moving aquarium. Moving on to the next group of fish on our list, we have one of my favorite groups of fish. We have barbs. So there's heaps of different species of barbs out there. So these guys are native to various rivers and streams in Asia, India, Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia. And most of them are active schooling fish. So I've got a few cherry barbs and they're by far one of my favorite fish in my collection. They're super beautiful fish. They're super colorful, very active, and they do very nice schooling behaviors. So as for the water parameters for these guys, you do want to keep them in a temperature of about 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, which is about 72 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to want to keep them in a pH of about 6 to 7.5. These guys definitely do like foliage in their aquarium, so I'd highly recommend some bushy aquarium plants. And that's not only going to make them pop a lot more, but it's also gonna give them a space to spawn if they want to do that. And another thing I'd recommend is keeping a few males and a few females in your aquarium, and that's once again gonna make the males show off a lot more. But yeah, with that being said, barbs are another great addition into any fast moving aquarium. Moving on to the next species of fish on our list, we have a super cool little catfish. We have Coridor Catfish. So once again, there's literally so many different species of cories out there, and a lot of them do come from relatively fast moving streams in South America. So these guys are a bottom dwelling fish. They're super social and super active. They're also super peaceful, so they're a great addition into any community aquarium. As for the water parameters, you're going to want to keep these guys in. You want a temperature of about 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, which is about 72 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to want a pH anywhere between 6 to 7.5. As for tank setting, you want a relatively gentle substrate, and that's just going to protect them from injuring their barbels, which are their whiskers. And you're going to want to provide them with plenty of plants to swim around in. So yeah, with that being said, Coridor Catfish are another great fast-moving aquarium fish for your fast-moving aquarium. As for the final fish on our list, we have another Australian native fish. We have blue eyes. So once again, there is a few species of blue eyes native to my area. So you've got the honey blue eyes and Pacific blue eyes, both of which are absolutely stunning aquarium fish. Particularly males, they get super nice finnage when they're showing off to the females. And I actually didn't realize until I kept these guys. So I have a few like wild caught blue eyes. I'm not too sure what they are because I caught them when they were super small. They're only just growing up now, so I'm thinking they're Pacific blue eyes. But yeah, as I was saying, I didn't even realize how like blue their eyes were. I know that's kind of stupid, but they're literally like neon blue. They just glow in your aquarium. So they're a super striking addition. These again are a small, peaceful, active schooling fish that come from all sorts of streams and creeks throughout Australia and New Guinea. And there is once again so many different species of these guys. As for water parameters, you're going to want to keep them in a temperature of about 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, which is about 72 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to want to keep them in a pH of about 6.5 to 7.5. So these guys are super similar to the rainbow fish in that they are once again open water swimmers, and they do prefer to be in relatively large schools. So you don't want to clutter up their aquarium too much, but like the rainbow fish, you can definitely throw in a few aquarium plants and some plants growing out of the top of your aquarium as well, just to stimulate their breeding. But yeah, with that being said, blue eyes are another great little aquarium fish for your fast moving aquarium. So that is actually going to bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this video helps a few of you guys out. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to go down and subscribe, and while you're down there, smash the like button and comment your thoughts on today's video. I always love going down there and reading them all, and I try to reply back to as many comments as I can. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure to go check out my website, aussiefishkeeping.com. I've got all sorts of rare guppies up there. I've got some Denos, catfish, all sorts of aquarium fish, botanicals, aquarium products. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in that next video.